Hey guys, I'm Destiny. This is Monday mail number 16. First question this week comes from SleeplessInKorhal. He asks, with your pending return to StarCraft 2, does it look like Destiny 2 is going to happen in the near future? Maybe. I can't make any promises. I don't know how much I'll play. When I start playing, I'll see how much I enjoy playing again, and then if it turns into something more, we'll see. But everything in terms of me planning tournaments and playing games is all pretty organic, and it all just depends on how I feel. Maybe I go back and I don't really have that much fun playing, and then I don't stick with it for too long, and it's whatever. Maybe I go back and I have a ton of fun playing, and I, do some Total Biscuit-esque kind of during, my next tournament or whatever. We'll see. I'm not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. That's all I can say for that. The second question comes from our favorite shitposter in chat, dawigas. Dawigas? Hey, Destiny, your favorite here, dawigas here. I was wondering if you played chess as a kid, and if/why you like real-time strategy games more than turn-based strategy games. I never really played much chess growing up. I guess I played a little bit of like Yahoo chess, and I know enough about it to know that I'm really, really bad at it. I don't really know any like of the standard openers or any of the chess meta or anything like that. Yeah, I don't know. I never was really good at chess. I like real-time strategy games versus turn-based because I like the mechanical aspect to playing a game. That's like a really important part for me, I think. The athletic and mechanical part of a game. I don't know. It's something that I enjoy a lot. It was one of the big turnoffs for Hearthstone, the fact that there were no mechanical aspects to it. It's one of the reasons why I enjoyed playing CS:GO and even Overwatch to some extent, and it's why I like RTS and like MOBAs, I guess like League, because I'm fairly decent in terms of like that mechanical ability, and I enjoy improving from game to game on that mechanical ability. Yeah, so I think not to say that I wouldn't like turn-based strategy games at all. Maybe someday we'll play like a Civilization type game, but maybe I don't know. Maybe. The final question comes from the Caribbean Banana, and he says, I'm kind of poorly positioned for this, and he says, "Hey Destiny, I was wondering whether you have ever considered LASIK eye surgery, as I have before in the past. Personally, I just think it would be a major improvement in my day-to-day quality of life, since glasses/contacts can become an inconvenience at times. I just wanted to know your opinion on it, since you mentioned something about realizing your blindness while wearing glasses in one of your recent streams. Thanks." I've thought about getting kind of eye surgery before because my vision is kind of shitty. If I'm driving in like a place that I'm unfamiliar with at night, I usually really like to have my glasses. I mean, I can survive without them. I just can't really read signs, but I'm not gonna like crash into a house or anything. The only thing that bothers me about eye surgery is that shit improves like every 2 years. Like I feel like every 5 years I read anything about it, it seems like it's vastly fucking better than it used to be. Like eye surgery when I was a kid, I say a kid, when I was a teenager, like when you got it once, you had to go like every 5 years for a checkup, and it would like fall out of favor, and it would be super fucked, and like or I say fall out of favor, I mean like it would like degrade over time and shit. But like it seems like every like few years there's like a new LASIK process that comes out that's like way better and makes the other kind like super shit. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe someday I'll do the LASIK thing, but yeah, I'm not really sure. I don't know. I'm kind of a baby when it comes to eye stuff, and it seems like it's improving so much. And my vision isn't really that bad that I'm not really sure if I'll ever really really want to make that kind of a investment and commitment into that. I don't know. Those were pretty fucking fast questions. Fuck, that was only three. I didn't think I'd answer these so fast. And then I look at the time on the video, and we're only on 3 minutes and 45 seconds. I could just fill the rest of this time with. We could do a fourth question. Should we do a bonus question? I'm really tired, man. I've been playing a lot of fucking League. I'm like 2 games away from finally hitting Diamond. I know how much you guys are excited for that because I think everyone on my YouTube channel loves the League games. um, But the next question, do we do a bonus question? I can't even straw poll you guys. How do YouTubers make any decisions when they can't straw poll their audience? Oh, fuck. All right, we'll do it. I don't think I'm going to regret doing this question. This comes from BrancoXIII. Steven, I respect you as a very politically educated and articulate streamer. However, in one of your YouTube videos, I saw you listing off things that would make Clinton out to be one of the worst candidates ever. But in said clip, you stated you would still vote for Clinton because Trump is a buffoon and would make our country look bad. I don't think that that alone can be your sole valid reason to prefer Clinton over Trump, and would like to know what your fear our country might become should Trump be voted president. Oh, dude, I'm fucking tired. Do I really want to do this? Do we really want to go into this shit? My problem with Trump is And I already know. Fuck it. I don't really care. Whatever. We do the political memes anyway, right? My problem with Trump is that in the United States of America right now, and people now agree with me, right? But 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, looking back, right? Donald Trump represents the worst of what America thought is today. Donald Trump represents the weakest, most uneducated, most ignorant, and hateful parts of what the United States is today. Like, if you, it's so bizarre to me. If you go and watch like any fucking movie and you go and watch the way that the bad guys talk and you watch the way the good guys talk, the good guys never talk like Trump. You never hear things like, we need to get rid of all these weak fucks that can't take care of themselves. We need to get rid of fucking welfare and helping the poor. We need to kick these fuckers out of our country. We need to make it harder to get in. We need to go around and be strong and show the fucking world who's boss. Like you never hear, like, these are always the bad guys. Does that bother anybody? Maybe no one cares. Oh, those are games and movies and this is real life. Doesn't bother anybody at all? Like, I don't know, like you would never cast, like if you ever look at like a thing like this, like you never cast somebody like Trump as the good guy. Like, and I know all you fucking weebs out there watch your shonen animes and all that shit. And like you look at like Code Geass and any like anime with even a little bit of political shit, and the bad guys are always the totalitarian, xenophobic, super nationalistic dudes. And it's usually the good guys that are like, yo, maybe you should chill out on that shit and be kind of like a cool dude. Like, why don't you just chill out and be kind of like a cool dude? Like even the Spike dude from Cowboy Bebop helped people, and Vash the Stampede like helped people, and everybody was always like, those guys were super cool and chilling and broing out. But for some reason, like I guess yeah, I think that a lot of people in white culture feel threatened. I think that men feel threatened. Anytime you've been in an elevated position for a long time, when other people start to catch up, it feels bad. It feels like you're getting the short end of the stick. That's why you still get these really fucking stupid white guys that say things like, white people are the most persecuted people in America. Like, dog, come on. Like, you really believe that? Do you really wake up every day and feel persecuted as a white person? Do you really, like, are you walking down the street and you see a fucking cop and you're like, ah, fuck, dude, like, I'm wearing baggy clothes today, like, he's gonna fuck me up because I'm white, right? Or are you ever, like, walking down the street and some guy, like, hollers at you to chat and you're thinking, like, fuck, like, I really don't want to talk to this guy and I'm a fucking man and, like, I don't even know, like, he's probably gonna be a dick, like, fuck, like, do these thoughts really, like, come on, dude. This idea of like the destruction of white culture, which doesn't even fucking mean anything. White culture is like the most boring fucking shit in the world, dude. Have you ever eaten? Man, I'm fucking half Cuban. This is like fucking dinner with white families. It's like everybody's at the table and they don't fucking say anything and it's boring as fuck. Like Mexican families are fucking crazy. My Cuban family is fucking crazy. They're screaming, they're shouting. Everybody's like partying and shit. Black families are fucking loud as fuck all the time and are crazy and that shit. Like, man, I don't know. This is super irrelevant, dude. What am I even trying to say? What were we on this point for? Because fuck white culture. I don't know. I don't mind white culture. I mean, like, we got lots of money and shit. And I guess Hollywood and all those archetypes and all that shit all come from white culture. I don't have any problems with white culture. I think white people are cool. I'm a white person, dude. I've been a white person my whole life. And I've lived in white culture my whole life. And I like video games and shit, which are pretty white people things, I would say. Trump represents the worst of us. That was our thesis. We were getting back to that. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure that a large majority, not a large majority, I wouldn't be able to give exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure there's a sizable amount of Trump supporters that do genuinely just hate Mexicans. There's a lot of them, too, that do genuinely think that women are lesser than men. There's a lot of them that do think that America is God's gift to the world. It's the best country ever, and everybody else, like, pales in comparison to us. There's a lot of people that think that we need to go around the world and show them how fucking strong we are, you know, thrust our giant fucking American dick into fucking Syria and, you know, fuck Assad over and fuck Putin over and fuck Iraq and go back and to ISISistan, wherever they live, I guess, because Trump wants to go and send an army to beat them up and export our religion all across the world and, you know, help Israel finally nuke Palestine and wipe it off the face. I don't know, dude. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit, dude. Just fuck all that shit. It's old thinking. It's retarded as fuck. It's stupid. I hate it. I hate it. I hate that there are so many people in my country that are so regressive in their mindset. People that still want to fight about whether or not we should teach contraceptive use to kids in school. Even if you're pro-life, I don't even like abortion. I don't even think I would be for abortion. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm for it in a legal sense, and realistically, you kind of have to be. But like, even as somebody that like doesn't like abortion, teaching contraceptive use is a good way to reduce it, because in all the states where they've taught contraceptive use, guess what? Fucking teen pregnancies and by association, teen abortions and shit all fucking fall like crazy, just all this stupid shit, the whole global warming memes being a giant fucking conspiracy. Man, that shit makes me mad too, because that's the world that I have to live in, dude. I've got hopefully another 50 years here, right? And I've got to live in a fucked up world where the temperatures are all crazy and shit. And my kid has to be fucked up and live in a fucked up world because you were too lazy to actually try and change anything because you were too busy being a partisan hack to actually figure that something's going on. Like, I don't know. All of that shit is, I can't think of anything good about Trump. He's wealthy. He has a lot of money. I know that there's going to be people that hear like the first sentence and they're already typing in the comments like, Trump has more money than you. How can you say he's... Man, fuck that shit, dude. Fucking Warren Buffett has more money. I mean, he disagrees with Trump on almost everything. So are you fucking Warren Buffett? Suck a dick, Mark Cuban is a billionaire. And these guys actually are billionaires. I don't even know if Trump is a billionaire. I'm not even sure. People try to evaluate his wealth and wind up with these wildly different figures because Trump lies about everything. He lies about everything. I don't know. He just can't tell the truth about anything. And he's stupid. He's so stupid. Every time I hear him talk, he reeks of ignorance on foreign politics, on domestic policy. Like, how are you going to bring back manufacturing? Oh, I'm just going to tariff every country and bring them all back and bring back manufacturing here. What are you going to do if you bring it all back here and it's all automated? Are you going to tariff every single country? Because we've tried tariffing certain products before, but then we end up importing them from other countries. Are you going to tariff every single country? Massive import tax? So what, you're going to have all the jobs here now, all the manufacturing jobs here? What are you going to do about automation? What about all the jobs that are being automated even in China when they come back to America and they're going to automate them? What are you going to do with those jobs? Okay, you ban the machines because you don't want the matrix existing. You put import taxes on everything. Well, now what are you going to do with all the poor people in your country that you just cut welfare from, because that's evil apparently, that don't have any money to buy all of the products that poor people buy at Walmart, that like 87% of fucking poor people shop at Walmart. What are you going to do now when their clothes and their shitty shoes all cost like 3 times the price? They don't have fucking money for this shit. Like, I don't know, dude. I hate Trump and I hate what he represents, and I hate the part of America that he represents. It's just really embarrassing. It makes me embarrassed to be an American, and it feeds into like a really unhealthy like narcissism that I have too. Just in seeing how many idiots support him. I'm really polite to the people that I talk to, but like it really bothers me that like I pull on Trump supporter after Trump supporter after Trump supporter, and they just can't put together like a single fucking coherent argument for anything. Like they just don't know anything. Like that bothers me. Like I can't even get. I had a conversation with a Trump dude the other day, and I couldn't even get him to admit that Trump was ambivalent or for the Iraq war. He couldn't admit that. And we spent like 10 minutes like looking on the internet. Well, can we find any sources? Because Trump always says he was against the Iraq war. By the way, he wasn't. He really wasn't. You can go and look for it. I don't give a fuck. He wasn't. He never was strongly against the Iraq war. He was always kind of to supporting it, if anything. But I would say I would give him, if Trump would have said like I was on it, I would probably take issue with that. But you could stretch that. But he was probably for it based on the things that he said. He's had a lot of leaning statements that make it sound like invading would have been good. But yeah, even on like a basic piece of shit like that, I can't get Trumples to agree. Fuck, are we rambling, dude? I'm ready to go to sleep, man. It's fucking 13 minutes. We hammed out 10 minutes of this political bullshit. When are we doing our own politics podcast? That's the real question. And then you guys can call me a cuck 24/7 in the fucking comments. I don't like Clinton. I think she lies a lot. I think she's a piece of shit politician. I don't believe she has any real views at all, and all of her funding is from fucked places. I don't like the money from the Middle East. I don't like the money from Goldman Sachs and fucking Lehman Brothers and JP Morgan and Chase and all these big fucking institutions that I fucking hate. Fuck Hillary, dude. I fucking hate her. She's a fucking piece of shit. She's a liar. Lies about everything. The story she lied about coming in at her fucking sniper fire in her chopper when she was literally babysitting second graders on the tarmac. Like, I don't know, dude. I hate Trump though. I think that like Hillary represents the epitome of shitty politician, but Trump represents so much more in terms of problems with America, like deep. I don't think that, and I don't like that people blame Trump for causing these problems. I don't think that Trump caused all of this racial hatred and the xenophobia and this extreme nationalism. I think that Trump just showed us that it still exists in much greater parts of America than at least I originally was willing to believe. But I mean, I guess looking at that now, I don't know. It's really embarrassing. I don't really know what else to say. It's really sad to me that many people, 13 million people? What is Aslan doing? The 13 million people voted Trump in through the Republican primaries. But it's funny, too. And I think it's funny because the Republicans will lose the election for it, and they could have won very easily. They could have won so easily, dude. They did it with McCain and Palin too. But Rubio was the man, and I think the establishment, I think they knew that. I think Cruz was supposed to be the extreme guy, and then he would drop out, and then Rubio would be what everybody would settle for, and he represented the establishment. And Rubio, I would have voted for Rubio this election, even if he ran as third party. That would be like an easy vote for me. He was sensible on foreign. He knew what he was talking about, which is surprising because Republicans are usually ignorant as fuck when it comes to foreign politics. But he was intelligent when it came to dealing with the Middle East. You could tell by his answers, talking about how we can't send American ground soldiers in because a lot of the people there, for religious and cultural reasons, won't fight alongside on the ground with American soldiers. They had to win their own battles, and how important that was. Rubio understood that, which is a really important part of fighting in the Middle East and being involved in the Middle East. You know, rather than just sending the army to occupied territory for some arbitrary amount of time, the warriors over there had to win the fights for themselves. It was very important. I loved that Rubio knew that distinction. Rubio's policies on like immigration and shit seemed realistic. He wanted immigration reform, but he knew he wasn't going to deport 13 million people over back to Mexico or whatever the fuck. Build a fucking wall, dude. How is the majority of the illegal immigrants in the United States are here because they overstay visas? How the fuck is the wall? Is the wall going to go find them and throw them over? People already dig tunnels underneath existing walls, and then people can still come and be afraid via air, via boat. It's hundreds of billions of dollars on illegally. God, the wall is so stupid. And I see all these Americans gather around at the rallies. Build the wall. It's like fucking. Oh man, dude. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. It is painful that I have to watch people in my country believe that. That stupid shit, man. That's fucking crazy, dude. It's crazy. Do you think? I think it's crazy. I don't remember. Oh, Rubio. Yeah, Rubio would have won it. Rubio would have been an easy pick. He's young. He looks good. He's Hispanic. And he's not embarrassed about being Hispanic like fucking Ted Cruz was. Like, Rafael Cruz was his name, and he changed it to fucking Ted so that he would be more accepted in fucking Texas. That would have never voted, I guess, for a guy with a Cuban name. But Marco Rubio, and he goes by that, Marco Rubio, not Mark. They don't call him Mark Rubio. He's Marco Rubio. He's proud to be Cuban. He speaks Spanish on the Spanish fucking channels. So he appeals to like a huge demographic, right? You've got, Democrats that say Republicans are racist and all that shit or whatever. Well, you got fucking Marco Rubio, young Cuban guy, fucking the people's man, like running. Like, I think Marco Rubio would have won it. He would have had it so easy. It would have been so easy. Putting him up against Hillary Clinton. Oh my God. It's not even like a contest. But the Republicans, through their own process, managed to put out one of the only candidates that could actually lose to her. One of the only candidates that could actually lose to Hillary fucking Clinton. Fucking Donald Trump. It's hilarious. It's like poetic. I want to say poetic justice, but not really because we're all kind of losers in the end. But I don't know, dude. I'll post a link to the next Sunday Mail in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll be more awake for the next one. I'm really fucking tired. It's been fun, guys. I'll see you later. Peace out.